1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Presented by Station Casinos and UMC. We are up on the air for the Morning Skate Report from Studio 31 and City National Arena. We'll get out to the Station Casinos rink cam in just a little bit. UMC's Morning Skate Report inviting you to chime in with us. Let us know what you're looking forward to ahead of Game 2 of the Stanley Cup semifinals. Daren Millard along with Shane Hnidy. A nice, solid performance in Game number 1 for the Vegas Golden Knights, an opportunity to build on that against Montreal.
Well, certainly there's areas they want to build in. I think that when you can win a game and still have a little criticism, a little things you know you need to get better at, is always a positive. It's a lot easier to learn from them after a win than maybe a loss. That said, you got to recognize those areas. I think the start was a little slow for Vegas. It took them a little while to get to their game. Pete DeBoer talked about it. That's something, especially in this home building, and especially against a Montreal team that's not used to trailing in a game. Getting that first goal, I think, is very, very important if the Golden Knights can do that, to come out with that type of start they have tonight. The way I was going to say the way they finished the game, they were really good once they got going, the second, the third, until Carey Price came out of the net. Then they got a little loose with some decisions they made in their own end, and that's going to be a key to it. You've got to play a patient, smart game against the Montreal Canadiens. You can't turn pucks over. I think if they put it in places where they can get in that forecheck we've talked about all playoffs long, even all regular season long, when they can attack in waves, it's so beneficial to the Golden Knights getting to their game, wearing teams down, being physical, playing with speed, playing with pace, and then plays get created out of that.
Live stream is up, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, and Pete DeBoer is also up on his Zoom call. We'll go to the coaches' media availability now ahead of Game 2.
Over film and everything like that, but just seeing them in person, I'm guessing, I wanted to ask maybe what you learned about them, maybe particularly in the way that they came out with an aggressive start to the game.
Yeah, you know what? It's always nice to see a team live and see your game against them. Yeah, you have to give them credit. I mean, they came out quick. We anticipated they would. It was real similar to Game 1 against Colorado. Colorado was coming off a sweep, sitting there, rested, and we had more rest than we had going into Game 1 against Colorado, but we were still coming off an emotional Game 6. So, I was concerned about the first 10 minutes, and, to their credit, they did exactly what they were supposed to do, which was put us on our heels. And, to our credit, we weathered the storm and found our legs, and I thought really played well over the last 40 minutes.
Ben Goetz, Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Pete. Shea Theodore obviously had a strong offensive game last night, but what have you thought of his defense this postseason? He spent a lot of time against the Kaprizovs and McKinnons of the world at 5-on-5.
Yeah. Well, I think the way our group is built back there, the benefit from a coaching perspective is, we're comfortable if any of those 6 guys end up on the ice against Kaprizov or McKinnon. There's obviously preferred matchups, but, at the very least, you've got to be prepared to play 4 at minimum against, the top guys. And he's in that group of guys. They do it by committee. And the great thing about Theo is he never cheats for offense. He never shirks his defensive responsibility, trying to create offense or points unless we need it. We're behind in a game or we need a bump. So he's got a real good I guess the word I'm looking for is conscience about when to create offense and when to play defense, and he's underrated defensively.
David Shane, Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Hey, David.
Hey, Pete, the other day on the radio, Kelly mentioned that Keegan Colasar he thought was the most improved player. Maybe what are your thoughts on that? And just on Keegan's game overall, what have you seen, and why does he continue to force his way into your lineup?
Yeah, he's been a great story. You know, I didn't know Keegan Colasar at all as a player. Got to know him a little bit in the bubble, but we did, you know, in that situation, we didn't get a lot of time to spend a lot of time with the taxi squad on the ice, and then he left early. His father passed away. So coming into camp this year, you know, was really looking forward to getting to know him, and you know, he'd be the first to tell you he got off to a slow start in camp. And, you know, I had concerns about, you know, how he was going to help us this year early in the season. And to his credit, he just kept getting better and better and better every day. He's a sponge. He's smart. You know, he plays the way I like the game to be played. He's big, heavy, hard, straight line, and but he also creates offense. The one thing about him all year was, even though the pucks didn't go in, he found a way every night to put himself in a spot to get a grade A chance. You know, and that tells me at hockey sense, and that offensive potential was there. You know, it just needed to be refined and get a little bit of confidence at this level. But you know, he stuck up for teammates. You know, he did it all the right way for a young guy coming into the league.
Next question, John Morrissey.
Hey, John.
Hi, Pete. Thanks so much for your time. I wonder, I'm always fascinated by players who hit their mid-30s and into their 40s and still find ways to improve and find inspiration. And, of course, Marty Brodeur was, I think, 42 when you were with him in the Cup final in 2012. Do you see any similarities just in the love of the game and the way they find inspiration to keep improving between Marty and Marc-Andre Fleury?
Big similarities. I think Marty was 40 the Cup final year. I think he was 42 probably my last year there. Big similarities, and I would expand that list to other guys I've played that I've coached in that situation: Jaromir Jagr, Joe Thornton. You don't play that long. These guys have more money than they'll spend in their lifetime. They're playing because they love the game. They love being around the rink. They love everything about the game, from showing up at the rink to practicing to being around the room to traveling. It's a grind. And when you've done it for 20 years and, you know, you're showing up every day with a smile on your face, saying, give me more, I want more. You're a rare breed. And you know, those kind of guys, it's not an accident. You know, they're all first ballot Hall of Famers. You know, they love everything about the game, and you know, Flower is definitely one of those guys.
Next question is from Luke Jelinas.
Hey, Luke.
Thank you very much, Hi, Pete. Nicolas Roy is with your team for 2 years now. Do you see a big difference in his game during the playoffs this year compared to last year?
You know, when Nick came in, again, another player I didn't know a lot about. We brought him up when I got the job. I really liked his game. I really liked his game through the bubble last year in the playoffs. I thought he really had a good playoff for us for a young guy with his first real opportunity to play in the NHL for an extended period. You know, I think he came back this year, and I thought Nick had a little bit of a slow season. You know, I was hoping he would be able to build on it, the bubble experience. Had a little bit of a slow season, but he's back to where we expected him to be, you know, at the right time here in the playoffs. I thought, you know, he was one of our best players the other night against Montreal.
And we'll take one last question here from Alan Snell.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, Pete, I got to ask you, you know, you were coaching San Jose against, you know, Turk 1 year, and then you're coaching for the Golden Knights the season after, and here you are against Montreal, one of the standard bearer franchises in the league. Have you stopped to think about your own personal journey in the last year or two? It seems like you could not come up with a script like this,
No. I don't stop to think about it, but I get reminded about it every day. I can't tell you how many people I run into in Vegas here who, have told me the love-hate relationship they've had with me in the last 12 months. So, I think as a coach, I said this, I had a great run in San Jose with a great group of men. We had a lot of fun, won a lot of playoff games. When I got the call from Kelly McCrimmon to take this job, was I surprised because of the rivalry and what had gone on? Yes, but was there any hesitation when he offered me the job? Not even a second. I think I said I'd walk here to take this job because I recognized from the other bench the quality of this group and how good a team this was. We sign up for this as coaches. I'm real happy for Turk getting the Ranger opportunity. He deserves it. I think it's a great fit for him, and that's what we sign up for. And unfortunately, in this business, I think out of the four major sports, we have the shortest shelf life of any of the coaches in those other leagues. So, we sign up for that, and you just come in and put your head down and do the best job you can every day.
Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Pete DeBoer ahead of Game 2, in which the Golden Knights lead the Stanley Cup semifinal series against the Montreal Canadiens 1-0. Congratulations to Gerard Gallant with a 4-year contract with the New York Rangers. Pete DeBoer trying to take this team back to the Stanley Cup final, which Gerard did in year number 1.
Yeah, exactly. And, Pete kind of touched on it when the coaches they do support one another. They know how the carousel works around the league sometimes. And when you replace the guy, it's there's no hard feelings. You're looking for that guy to find success, and good for Turk to find a landing place, which I think he'll do a terrific job with the New York Rangers, just as Pete DeBoer has been able to come in and do an outstanding job here with the Golden Knights. So maybe that's the player in me. You recognize, people get attached to players, coaches. I've been through it. I've been traded. I've seen best friends traded. I've seen good coaches I like gone, fired, come. It's part of the business, and you just hope for everyone to find success.
Golden Knights win an opener in a playoff series in 2021 for the first time. Much different position going into Game 2 of this series than the urgency in the opener against Minnesota and then trying to bounce back in Series 2 against Colorado.
But you want that same urgency. Just because you won the first. And this, I know we had an argument before, Daren.
I call it a discussion.
Well,
a conversation.
So win, loss, whatever, that's over.
Yeah.
It's done. It's nothing. Now it's tonight. I don't care what they've done. It's about preparing the same way you would each and every game, and that urgency, that level of wanting to take control needs to be at the top, and each and every game, regardless of what happened on a good or a bad note previously. They come into tonight's game. They got an opportunity here on home ice to go out and execute their game plan. I think when you look at it, when the Golden Knights can go out, play the way they need to, they're going to find success against this Montreal team. I really believe that. They were able to do it against the Avalanche, which nobody thought they could do. Impose your will, impose your game that wears them down to the point. And then the resiliency, I think, of this team to stick with it. In a 60-minute game, not everything's going to go your way for that full 60 minutes. The ability to take momentum back, and certainly it helps when they're on home ice. It is an advantage, I believe, especially here in the Fortress, and they're going to need to take advantage of that tonight. Last game's done.
Mm-hmm. Alyssa Girardi's producing the morning skate report. We may need the COVID glass to stay up for a little bit after COVID, just for protection for myself against Shane Hnidy as we continue these conversations. Check in on Facebook. Apple in Slovakia and Tina in Cincinnati are watching today, so that's awesome. And on Twitch, we get a question coming in. What is the one thing the Knights need to do better tonight?
I think just their start. I liked their game once they got going. They made real good decisions. I thought they were physical. I thought they did a good job, especially against this Montreal defense. And we don't know if Jeff Petrie, I think he's a game-time decision. It's a big player for him if he comes in. But they're missing a couple of key pieces, some young defensemen. I just think their start needs to be much better, getting to their game early and then sticking with it. The decisions with the puck are paramount for them. The way they handle it, I think we always talk about puck possession. Well, you don't get puck possession without good puck decisions, and they need to do that. That's what leads to puck possession. That's what leads to ozone time, and that's where the Golden Knights really can thrive with their game. The ability to wear it down, all four lines, crashing, physical, wear down the defense of this Canadiens, who like to ride their top four more than any other team.
We expect the players to be on the ice shortly for the morning skate. It's an optional skate, so not the full complement of players. Alex Tuck and Shea Theodore also expected to join us via Zoom with the media availability as we continue here on the Morning Skate Report presented by UMC. We'll be right back.
Universal Solar Direct. Pay less for your electric.
Look at all these bills. We've got to find a way to save money somewhere.
Universal Solar.
Let's go solar.
Call Universal Solar Direct now to go on a power play with our exclusive offer. 0 down, 0 payments for 5 months, and 0 interest for 9 years. Invest today, save for a lifetime.
Universal Solar Direct.
Proud sponsor of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Call 702-483-6900.
You gotta put your heart and soul into it. Give it 110%. This is what you've been working for. You gotta play like there's no tomorrow because...
Yeah, Dad. I got it.
Because this is where champions are made.
Vegas Golden Knight Alex Tuck is a hero on the ice, and off the ice, he's doing something even more important. He's a registered organ, eye, and tissue donor. In the United States, more than 100,000 people are waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. That's more than 5 times the capacity of the Fortress.
We all have the power to end the wait.
My son Mikey saved 8 lives and healed many more.
Learn more about Nevada Donor Network and register to be a hero at nvdonor.org.
Stanley Cup semifinals continue. It is game 2 between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Montreal Canadiens tonight. On the other side of the bracket, it's tied up at 1. Tampa Bay evening up that set against the New York Islanders with a spirited victory yesterday. We'll get a little bit into that in just a little bit, but continue to solicit your comments. Give us an idea of where you're going to be watching the game, any traditions that you have. They're here into round 3 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. We're here to answer your questions and also take you out to the arena by the Station Casinos rink cam when the players get to the ice. But Princess Consuela says that Shane Hnidy looking very good in a T-shirt today.
In a T-shirt. Well, I wear a lot of T-shirts. This is the one though. The dude, the man.
Yeah.
I had to wear. This is a new arrival at the Arsenal.
Do you know our good friend Keith Jones works for
Yes,
NBCSN? He had a surprise visit by one of the player personnel directors from the Philadelphia Flyers back when he was a young prospect, and he hadn't been working out, hadn't been doing anything. So he ran around the backyard and did about 30 push-ups before he went out and greeted
Dave Gosher does the same thing before going there.
So I was just wondering with the T-shirt here. Ryan in Oregon, David in Grand Prairie, Alberta, and Mandy in Kansas. Glad that you're enjoying this one. Question from Joe. What's the potential impact of Petrie getting back in the lineup?
Well, it certainly adds to the Montreal Canadiens. I think he's been their best overall defenseman all season long. Offensively, defensively, plays in all situations. So you're talking about a guy that eats huge minutes for the Canadiens and, becomes and talked about Keith Jones. I was listening to him last night in the intermission. He talked about if Jeff Petrie doesn't come back fully healthy, because when he comes back, you know what he had? He had a hand injury. He's going to be, if I'm the Golden Knights, it's a big bullseye. You do not turn away from him at all. You are finishing every check and trying to make his night as long as possible. There's no secrets out there, and it was interesting. Keith Jones talked about it. I'm like, he's got a little old school flair to it, talking that way. But he is a player that certainly can help the Montreal Canadiens just with his overall presence, the minutes he plays, the situational play he's in. Very important piece of their team.
The old school would be off every face-off. The end of your stick ends up right on his gloves, right?
Possibly.
Possibly. On YouTube, do you see Panda getting into the crease at all in this series? We had this question the other night on the VGK post-game show on the VGK radio network on Fox Sports Las Vegas, and the way the schedule is set up, probably not.
No, not the way Fleury's playing right now. There's no need. So if he does come in, it's not a good situation that's happened, and you certainly don't hope that gets to that point. Right now, Marc-Andre Fleury is deservedly so, more than deservedly so, become the guy to go net, and you roll with it until maybe a situation comes up where you can put Leonard in. But unless that arises, this is Marc-Andre Fleury. And let him run, because without him early in that game, some huge stops, including that one on Gallagher really early into the game. He was impressive, and that's what you need. That's what your goaltender does. He needs to hold his team in the game and make those saves, and he certainly did, especially early against the Canadiens.
It hasn't turned out to be the exact plan or expected use of the tandem in the Stanley Cup playoffs, as a lot of people expected, but Robin Lehner coming back from the injury and being able to split that time down the stretch and avoid playing Marc-Andre Fleury every night and using up his fuel, the tandem did its job there and left him with enough left in the tank for this playoff run.
It certainly did. I think it was very beneficial, and even go back to Game 1 against Colorado, and there's no fault on Lehner. They just weren't ready. Could you imagine if Fleury would have had to endure that? It was allowed him that extra rest that was needed, and played well. They should have won Game 2, and then they ended up winning the next 4. So that was a critical point. The ability to put Leonard in wasn't good. And I put no blame on him. That was the guys in front of him, just exhausted with everything that happened and not ready against an Avalanche team that had been just waiting to come out and explode out on the ice, and they certainly did. But that allowed Fleury a little extra rest. So, and it's always good. The thing is, there's some confidence knowing that, if you need, Robin Lehner is there. But for all argument's sake, it is all Marc-Andre Fleury's net right now.
Players coming onto the ice for the optional morning skate ahead of Game 2, taking a look via the Station Casinos rink cam. Were you a player that liked taking the option, or would you stay in the room and just do your regular routine that way?
No, I like to get out in the ice. I wasn't a big guy that stretched, so this was my loosen up. Go out, shoot a few pucks, get a little sweat. I was one of the guys, and everybody kind of has their different routine that works best. Sometimes you do shake it up if there are bumps, bruises, some sort of minor injuries you're battling through this time of the year. Certainly, you won't see guys out, and that's the time you use as extra rest, because all that matters is when you step on that ice for game time.
Still no fans allowed in the rink for these morning skates, but we will let you, via these morning skate streams, to eavesdrop a bit as we send you onto the ice for the sights and the sounds, and just enjoy the atmosphere of the morning skate here at City National Arena. Players loosening up, getting ready for Game 2, an opportunity to take a 2-0 series lead by winning both games on the ice of T-Mobile Arena. And just a lot of questions coming in regarding the ice conditions, because it's going to be expected to be 115 degrees today.
It's warm.
But the lack of humidity makes it so much easier for that world-class ice crew over at T-Mobile Arena here at City National Arena to keep the surface in shape.
Absolutely, yeah. Humidity is what really kind of hurts the ice more than anything. And the technology they now have to make these arenas and the ice. And the one thing I always said is,
So we've had some technical difficulties with our microphones in the studio. Wanted to let you know that Shane and I will conclude our portion of this stream right now, but enjoy the rest of this morning's skate and enjoy game number 2 tonight of the Stanley Cup semifinal. The Vegas Golden Knights aiming for a 2-0 series lead.